Welcome to the 2014 closing ceremonies for the middle school. This evening, we'll be looking back on our year and celebrating what we've built together. In moments like this, ones that capture the broad sweep of our communal life, we don't tend to focus on the countless small decisions and actions that brought us here. But it's those small moments that set the stage for this grand one. Over the course of this year, those significant moments came in all shapes and sizes. Someone's willingness to open herself to a differing opinion, another person's decision about how he'd handle a disappointment, another individual's willingness to express her conviction standing up for an idea, and especially all those who extended support at a critical moment for someone else. These are the times when each of us did our part in creating something larger, something meaningful, something worthy of celebration on a night such as this. Let's begin that celebration with a word of gratitude. I invite you to join me in prayer. Gracious God, every day is filled with decisions. Sometimes we're very intentional about them. Other times the opportunities pass unnoticed. And even when we do realize that we're making a choice, there are times when we don't choose well. Understanding this very human reality, God, we are all the more grateful for those moments when we both recognize the decision points and acted in a way that reflects the values to which we aspire. For all the times this past year when we enjoyed a taste of the promise that lies within us all, we give our thanks, not only for what it meant to us, but for what learning, leading, and serving means to the wider world of which we're a part. So we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Fletcher. And now I'd like to invite our grade 8 class to come and join me on the stage, please. Thank you, grade 8s. Don't they look like a fine group? Let's give them a round of applause. Let's see how long that lasts. Friday the 13th. Closing ceremonies. Correction, middle school closing ceremony. Some are saying to themselves, what were we thinking? Actually, this is not a problem. We're middle school after all, and we love taking on these challenges. Now, I'm going to use a couple of big words because that's what I get to do sometimes in my job. The fear of Friday the 13th has been called frigatriskaidekaphobia. Frigga being the name of the Norse goddess for whom Friday is named in English, and triskaidekaphobia, meaning fear of the number 13. This fear of Friday the 13th is also called paraskevi dekatriaphobia, a combination of the Greek words paraskevi, meaning Friday, dekatris, meaning 13, attached to phobia, meaning fear. Hopefully none of the usual superstitions about this auspicious date will come true tonight. But if by chance things do go awry, that's the only reason. Nothing to do with me. So about a month ago, I attended a meeting for students and parents making the transition from grade 8 to grade 9, and I couldn't help but think how quickly not only has this year gone, but the past 3 years with those students who have been with us since grade 6. It didn't seem that long ago that most of those students were involved in a meeting before starting at the middle school, and now here we are. It's time for them to get ready for the transition to the senior school. But whether students are here with us for 1, 2, or 3 years, middle schoolers are characterized by huge changes. A bit more about that later. Indeed, we take a lot of pride in guiding, supporting, and mentoring them during this particular age and stage of their development. So tonight we mark the end of another year as we gather as a community of students, staff, parents, family, and friends, and on behalf of the entire middle school, I want to welcome everyone to our closing ceremony and particularly extend a special welcome to people who have traveled from out of town. Tonight's closing ceremony, if you didn't know, is also being live streamed with recordings available on SMUS Tube in about a week. In addition, photos of tonight's ceremony will appear on our photo gallery within a few days. So to the thousands watching online, well, maybe only a few hundred, but especially if you're part of a middle school family and a member of your family is here tonight and you can't be here tonight, just a special welcome and thank you for tuning in. And I know you're all dying to do this, so let's get it out of our system. Camera people, would you just please scan the crowd so we can give a little wave and show how much fun we're having? And you'll see up there on the screen how we are sending those messages to everybody. Here we go, yes. Just think of all those thousands watching online. And in a couple of weeks, you can go on our website and watch yourself. So all of this technology that brings us closer together, the big screen in front of the gym, the live streaming, the photos, the videos that will also be on our website, can only mean one thing. Everyone in the gym tonight, behave yourselves. It's not just those on stage who are in the eye. That goes for you too, students. So the school year began with over 200 students spread out over 3 grades arriving on our campus. 25% of them were new to SMUS. 21% were making the transition from the junior school, and 54% were returning after completing grades 6 or 7 the previous year. Therefore, about half of the population of the middle school was new, and that's fairly typical from year to year. Of the number of students new to SMUS is a group of boarders, as our residential program begins in grade 8. Now, those students quickly form their own group identity as they live on campus, and they are closely supported by a group of adults who work in boarding and the entire middle school staff. For some of those boarders, it's their 1 year away from home to experience life in a different country. And for others, it's the first of many years as part of this community. Either way, this year will surely be one full of special moments and friendships. Definitely a year to remember as they look back on it. Some of our grade 8 boarders from warmer climates literally begin to shiver at the first sign of fall and can't believe it's actually going to get colder. And note to a few of you, you think it gets cold here? Try winter in other parts of Canada. But we know boarders learn an incredible amount about themselves and others when they live on campus. It's not always an easy road, and particularly for those for whom English is not their first language. But the difference between September and June is often extraordinary, and we get to be a part of it. As a group, middle school students love to interact with one another as they journey through these years, and this year's students are no exception. We know why talk is also important for learning, although sometimes we wish there wasn't quite as much of it going on. In fact, one could say that many of our students exceeded expectations in that area. The adolescent brain is developing in areas of reasoning, problem solving, decision making, reasoning, processing hypothetical situations, processing information, reasoning, and in social cognition, to name but a few. An important part of our work is to develop our students' thinking and communicating with others so they become successful adults, capable of thoughtful communications with others so they all become successful adults. Is it easy? No. Doable? Absolutely. We know middle schoolers learn best through social interaction and active learning. For example, we can't overestimate the effect that structured and purposeful class discussions can have on their development. And we know that future employers of our present students highly prioritize communication and collaborative skills. People with strong verbal skills have more success professionally and socially because they can communicate clearly, avoid misunderstandings, and have the power in persuading others to consider and maybe even adopt their point of view. The middle school years are a crucial time in human development. Our students are traversing the most rapid physical and cognitive changes of their lives, except from birth to about age 3. During these middle school years, some change rapidly before our eyes, while others are changing more slowly and perhaps methodically. Our middle school also responds to these changes in a similar fashion, sometimes quickly, sometimes more slowly, depending on the need. Leading the students is a wonderful group of dedicated adults, both teachers and support staff. These people are committed to providing students with the kinds of opportunities and experiences that are such an integral part of a well-rounded education. In addition, they walk the talk when it comes to professional development and school improvement. They regularly seek ways to enhance the teaching and learning that occurs for our students, and they're collaborating more each year because that's what our students need them to do. Please join me in thanking the entire staff for their work this year. One of the areas we focused more attention on recently as a school is leadership. And if you think of some of the things I've already mentioned, the value of speaking and listening is often supported through leadership opportunities. And do we ever deliver here at the middle school? For example, I was watching online one of the presenters some of our grade 8 students heard at the Northwest Association of Independent School Student Diversity Leadership Retreat held at Catlin Gable School in Portland earlier this term. By the way, I think there were 13 independent schools represented at this retreat from Salt Lake City all the way to Victoria, and we were the only Canadian school. Similarly, earlier this year in the fall, at the Canadian Accredited Independent School Grade 8 Leadership Retreat in Ontario, we were, I believe, only one of 2 BC schools there. Anyway, this presenter at the conference in the States talked about how society tends to value leaders with positive voices. But a leader is also someone who listens. Yes, cultivating the ability to listen is indeed a critical skill in leadership. He went on, a leader is also someone who is empathetic, who seeks to involve those who think differently and who bring others into the conversation, a concept we strive to develop with our students at this stage of their development, but not an easy path to walk. While the depth and breadth of our various programs, academics, athletics, leadership, and service are quite remarkable for students of this age, I want to just mention a few highlights of this year. For example, some terrific participation and results in academic areas, such as Math Challengers, Science Fair, Concours d'Art Oratoire, and numerous literacy activities. In athletics, the level of participation by so many of our students all year long has once again been terrific, but I have to highlight some impressive achievements with the recently completed track and field season, both individual results and relays. Almost a quarter of our student population, 44 students, qualified for the championship meet. Here, see for yourself some amazing results in relay.
We got Angelina on the line. There we go. There she goes. Start, but now our way cleanly.
I get to make the year-end show for SMUS.
How about that? looking strong though. He's going to be handing off to Will Kinahan, who ran a really nice 1,200 meter earlier today. Ooh, we're going to have to make up some ground here though. Where are we? There we go.
That's not being fast forwarded. So that's Mrs. Mollenhauer's voice you hear. I think she can hardly contain her excitement as she's watching all these relays. Grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, just a terrific performance by so many of our students. Some service and leadership activities such as Coins for Kids, Christmas hampers, Right for Rights, Festival of Trees, the combined middle senior chapel project where students were involved in a structured dialogue. In addition, our Eco Warriors diligently took care of, let's face it, not the most pleasant of chores around the school, and did it willingly without expecting anything in return. There were also opportunities to attend events such as a grade 7 and 8 leadership conferences and Model UN. Ms. Cade's message to the students who attended the Model UN summarizes that experience perfectly. I was so impressed with each of you. Every single one of you rose to meet a challenge this weekend and surpassed it. You were thoughtful contributors to your committees, you represented your school with dignity, and most importantly, you supported each other. Also, a big thank you to Parents Auxiliary for the play structure completed last summer, which has been put to good use this year. Many people here tonight are active in the PA and or support the fine work done to provide our students with enhancements inside and outside the classroom. And we've also had some parents help us out in other ways, such as sharing their artistic talents to enhance the middle school building. Or another example, take students through their high-tech laser lab at UVic. So tonight, each student will be recognized through the presentation of the record of achievement. Now, for parents of students who are new to SMUS this year, just a brief word about what our students will be receiving. The record of achievement lists achievements and contributions over the course of the year. It's divided into four areas: special awards, academic awards, co-curricular activities, and service/leadership contributions. They illustrate the wide range of accomplishments and contributions of so many students. Many things that are listed come from opportunities that contribute to keeping students active, engaged in meaningful participation, providing social interaction with peers and adults, and allowing for creative expression. I'm now going to turn things over to Mrs. Haydock, and she will be reading the first group of names to receive their record of achievement. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Grade 6s, can we get you to come forward now? So quiet. And Teresa Price, representing the Parents Auxiliary, who's going to help us out here. Just to let you know, 29 of these students who are coming up this evening earned a spot on the honor roll this year. That's just over half of them. Start with Joshua Baker. Abby Bartlett. Lizzie Bass. Max Bramadat, Clayton Barrage, Charlotte Campbell. Chapman Chen. Megan Chestnut. Sung Choi. Josh Cook. Amira El Hafi. Kenzie Farish. Julian Fitzgibbon. Mary Fowler. Matthew Gordon. Saj Graywell. Amelia Hadfield. Evelyn Hawes. Liam Hodgins. And the final grade 6 in this group, Ava Hooksman. Thank you, grade 6s. Felix Huxley. Sebastian Huxley. Gosha Yazvenko. Paris Iverson. Jack Kelly. Will Kinahan. Ellie LeBlanc. Graham Leggett. Margot Leggett. Michaela Lintott. Jessica Loa. Ben Lupin. Joshua Mao. Alex Millett. Hannah Murphy. Max Nishima. Nadine Reese. Jake Rittenauer. Adam Roberts. Maya Roddick. And Ellie Ross. This is our second group of grade 6s. Darius Rudsari. Michael Schmidt. Olivier Shafonsky. Angelina Chandro. Ben Shaw. Sam Shipley. Sasha Skoronsky. Peter Tang. Lauro Texera. Matthias Tots. Christian Turpin. Jasper Ty. Maria Valeva. Remy van Ramsdonk. Alyssa Watson. Jonah Wilmot. Tina Yang. Larry Yu. Daniel Zettler. And finally, Alex Zhang. Thank you very much, grade sixes. I wonder if I could ask Will and Amelia to come up now.
Good evening, teachers, family, and friends. My name is Will, and this is Amelia, and today we will talk to you on behalf of our fellow classmates about the average life of a grade 6 at St. Michael's University School. It all started with the big change of switching schools and programs. At our new school, we learned of new subjects like humanities, which is a mix between social studies and language arts. We excelled in soccer, rugby, track, and basketball. Girls' soccer and volleyball were well attended, and our squash team will be very strong for the coming years. We learned of different countries in our Around the World night and finished our year with the year-end examinations, which will help us prepare for our future. For extracurricular activities, we had many fun field trips and outdoor trips, such as Swan Lake, Fujiya, the aquarium, and much, much more. To top it all off, we went for a 3-day trip to Camp Thunderbird, where we did many fun activities such as archery, kayaking, swimming, team building, and lots of fun games. All in all, this was a great first year learning at the middle school. We look forward to the challenges and activities that will come our way in the future. We are ready for the years of learning ahead, and many thanks to our great teachers and the helpful grade 8 web leaders. And in my opinion, this has been the best school year ever.
Good evening, everyone. I will be talking about my grade 6 experience. My favorite part of the transition was the difference in independence. I loved being able to do my own thing at recess without having to ask for constant permission, as also being able to go from class to class without an escort. However, all this independence can be overwhelming, and I wouldn't have been able to make it without my peers. Whether it was advice from a fellow grade sixer, help with my locker combination from a fellow taggy, or advice from a web leader, everybody helped me through it. I'd like to emphasize the web leaders. They really helped me fit in. My favorite web leader activity was the gingerbread house making. I was able to hang out with my friends in a competitive and creative way. Another one of my favorite activities was having a grade 5 shadow. It really helped me feel like a leader and helped me prepare for the leadership that comes in grade 7. Of course, leadership and opportunity go hand in hand, and my main source of opportunity was sport. Sport gave me the opportunity to meet new people and bond with the ones that I already know. And of course, I could stay active while doing this. I had the opportunity to go to Vancouver twice, once for soccer and the second for Speech Club. Speech Club was a great experience. It helped gain my confidence in both public speaking and making new friends. I was able to meet people who live all over the province. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for all of grade 6 when I say that this has been a great year, both academically and socially.
It's always tough speaking on a night like this when you know you're going to be upstaged by students who are so articulate. But good evening. For me, this is a season of speeches and successes. Like everyone else, I'm more focused on the successes than the speech. I'm grateful, though, to have this opportunity to speak to the middle school community, a community that's made up of families and their extended members, a wonderful community. Over the past 6 weeks, I know parents have been inundated with messages to complete the parent survey. My assistant, Jennifer, has been the one in the trenches launching these messages while I have simply directed the fire. Even if you answered the survey on the first request, you still got inundated. I'm afraid, since the survey was anonymous, we didn't know who had already answered. However, I thank you. The response rate for the entire school was 81%, which is nearly unheard of. We'll get very valuable feedback, so thanks. As you will have already heard tonight, one of the most meaningful themes in an SMUS education is leadership. About 7 years ago, we radically rethought our approach to student leadership at the school. Prior to that, we did what many schools do. They create positions or roles for students. These roles are attached to tasks and some responsibilities, and students are then selected for these roles. The theory behind this approach to leadership is more or less that cream rises, and that somehow those students who are destined to be leaders will have their opportunity to shine. For us, this was inadequate. It was inadequate because we could see before us that many students missed out, and that there were many facets of leadership that did not get recognized in that system. We also became increasingly aware what a strong student body we have. The fix to us was to recognize that every student in the school has the potential to develop as a leader, and that it is important for SMUS to give every student the opportunity to develop that potential. We said that all students, therefore, should have experiences that will develop their capacity to make the world a better place, to be a leader. By example, by words, and by understanding themselves. And we decided that they were going to have experiences in 5 areas: service, global responsibility, sustainability, outdoor education, and the principles of leadership. Each of these streams now surfaces in the education of every middle school student. And this approach has been powerful in revamping how we build students' capacities. The web program, service days, the curricular inclusion of global themes, these are a few of the examples of how this approach to leadership is implemented. It does take a great team of teachers to think this through, model it, and execute it. I want to thank Mr. Abreu and his dedicated staff of professionals who lead these students to discover the great potential that is theirs. A couple of these staff will not be with us next year. First, I want to acknowledge Cheryl Friesen, who has been guiding our students as educational assistant on a one-year appointment this year. Secondly, we say farewell to Jen van der Westhuizen, an alum of the school, who has been teaching math and science on a one-year appointment and who will be off to Vancouver next year. To them, to Mr. Abreu, and to the entire middle school staff, the school gives a huge and heartfelt thanks. Our vision asks us to learn, to lead, to serve, discovering the promise in ourselves and the world. This discovery should not be easy, nor should it be narrow. It has to be challenging, and it has to be broad and rich. This is what middle school is about, leadership in all its forms. To the students now, I just want to say, have a wonderful summer. Thank you.
Thank you, grade 6 and 7s. That was terrific. And now it's time for us to recognize our grade 7 students. And so we'll just take a moment to gather our students. And I'll ask Nelson Coe, who's representing the Alumni Association, if he could come and help us hand out some record of achievements to our grade 7s. First up, Lucy Blecka. Lucas Bosley. Violetta Briskaya. Gabriel Castillo. Ella Chin. Nisha Colgate. Anna Considine. Trinity Dowling. Simon Ehrlich. Alex Fanat. Lucas Galloway. Emma Gordon. Georgia Haydock. Julia Henry. Allison Hisson. Emily Jackson. Matthew Jaffe. Emma Janes. Sophia Jeliaskov. Abby Johnson. Adrian Lee. Cindy Lee. Here is our first group of grade 7 students. And the second group begins with Olivia Lupin, Fenula McKenna, Marcus Miller, Mateo Muir, Matthew Owen Flood, Ollie Parkinson, Radha Reina, Tate Robinson, Tara Rolfe, Julie Day San, Meredith Selwood, Marika Shafonsky, Alex Shirley, Philip Singh, Carly Smith, Alastair Stewart, John Sun, Vanessa Weddick, Liza Waymar, Zoe Wilson Potter, here is our second group of grade 7 students. Thank you, Mr. Coe. And now I'd like to ask Ollie Parkinson and Matthew Owen Flood, who are going to be speaking on behalf of the grade 7s.
Hello, parents, teachers, and students. My name is Ollie.
And my name is Matthew.
My school year this year has been one of the best years I've ever had, thanks to my fellow classmates. Grade 7 is the best year of middle school. We're not the new guys like the grade 6s, or the old guys like the grade 8s. We're the middle-aged people. We are a very diverse community. Some people like athletics, others the arts, and some love science. I found with this group of people that we are not what they call cliquey. Everyone, I hope, feels included and welcomed. The majority of grade 7 girls are super into sports. You can ask any of the teachers and they will say the biggest contributors to middle school athletics are the grade 7s. Sorry, grade 6 and 8. SMU offers many sports, such as soccer, basketball, and volleyball. I know many people who played or competed on every team. Now that's an accomplishment. The grade 7 girls basketball team became the city champions. We were undefeated the whole season and won the playoffs. This year, an experiment took place on the grade 7s. Before you start to worry, just wait, it was a good one. You may not know, but in grade 6, instead of English and social studies, they do humanities. And this year in grade 7, we did this again. The whole grade really enjoyed it and thought it was fun to do it again in grade 7 as well as in grade 6. Our grade has many different talents. Proof of this is from the past talent show that happens every year after our out trips. There was singing, piano playing, and a couple people even claimed that they could read your mind. We all just kind of went along with it. So from those of us who are middle-aged, we will look forward to taking over the role of being the senior citizens of the middle school. We also look forward to being the leaders of the school and to welcoming the new boarders from all over the world and the new day students.
YOLO, right? Hello. In our grade, no two people are the same. Everyone has a discrete and independent personality, which cannot be put into perspective. In grade 7, you have a very wide selection of leadership opportunities, such as student ambassador, web leader, student council, and leadership conferences. A conference I went to was at S.J. Willis Middle School. There, we listened to presenters talk about subjects that concerned them. Later on that day, all of us went to 2 different activities. My activities were helping the school raise money for charity, which helped me tremendously in student council. And my other subject was public speaking, which pushed me forward to speak in front of audiences such as this one. After exams were over, all of us went to Camp Thunderbird. At camp, we learned to do well at archery, kayaking, and high ropes. Later on, we packed our hiking backpacks and set off into the wilderness, not knowing what was ahead of us. My team and I climbed up mountains and ran across streams. And when we finally made it to the peak of the mountain, I looked at everything with a whole different perspective. I realized that we were ever so small and the earth was so big and ready to explore. That night, my friend Georgia thought it was a great idea to sleep under the stars with one miniature tarp to support all 11 of us. It was a great idea at first. We saw the stars and went to sleep. But then suddenly I woke up to my friend screaming. I thought I knew that Tudor was coming for me sooner or later. I went over to my flashlight, and while running, I got water in my eye and realized it was a rainstorm. I've never been so uncomfortable, cold, wet, and starving in my life. But in the end, it all came together. The reason I did all this is because of one saying which has been going through my head. One who never took a chance, never stood a chance. Thank you.
Grade 8s, we invite you to come forward now. And if we could ask Mr. Snowden to come up to present to the grade 8s. In this class, there are 28 students on the honor roll, which is just over 40% of them. Charlotte Ankawan. Catherine Bass. Leah Bieberdorf. Jamie Brunzel. Alejandro Calderon. Joseph Cheng. Jeffrey Chen. Jaiwan Chen. Sarah Swee. Linnea Kusner. Amir Jerem. Kason Dolker. Tatum Drew. Noah El Hafi. And Mark Falea Motet. This is our first group of grade 8s. Chloe Fitzgibbon. Tucker Forbes. Gabby Freer. Adam Geis. Megan Gillaretto. Finn Goodyear. Sage Griffith. Matt Hagel. Kadi Haman. Lindsay Hanna. Ethan Hersant. Emily Hodgins. Chloe Hooksman. Ephraim Sue. Jessica Huang. Richard Huang. Fuko Kamuri. Jasmine Katumba. Triumph Karens. And Aiden Kerr. Second group of grade 8s. Thank you. Joel Kagundu. Judy Kim. Haley Kirk. Ethan Coe. Antonia Kowaleski. Lillian Lee. Elise Lincoln. Tony Liu. Alexa Matthews. Orla McElroy. Olivia Meadows. Adam Molden. Taylor Noel. Yuina Nojima. Nick Papalukas. Sarah Perlmuter. Kieran Phillips. Sasha Price-Bath. Jared Reese. Maddie Ridler. And finally, Amrit Saini. Thank you, grade 8s. Bora Sayer. Pars Sayer. Harry Shaw. Nick Strandberg. Kelsey Taylor. Maddie Tolmie. Jose Tostado. Carmen Say. Dalal Tubashat. Maya Watson. Owen Wise-Miller. Macy Waymar. Reese Williams. Sam Williams. Joshua Wilmot. Matthew Wong. Stephanie Wong. Theodore Wu. David Shu. Rachel Ewan. And Jackie Zhang. Thank you, grade 8s. If Alexa Matthews and Jared Reese could come forward.
Good evening. I'm Jared.
And I'm Alexa.
Looking back at our years at the middle school is not only filled with very positive memories, but also some hilarious ones too. To start, let's all flip back to the very start of grade 6. For many, the lead up was scarier than the actual day.
We found out that things were going to be different. We were going to change rooms between classes, eat delicious lunches at Brown Hall. Okay, that fantasy was shattered early on. But we'd also get to play instruments, go to dances, and avoid huge grade 8s at all costs. Grade 6 came and went, and for the most part, we survived. Then we moved on to the middle of the pack, identified as the grade 7s. The grade 8s knew us and had some respect, and as I remember, grade 7 was a long and bumpy road. 10 months and lots of group HCE therapy chats later, we finally finished. Grade 8 at last. We were the oldest, wisest, and unquestionably the coolest. Now, it was our turn to rule the middle school. One thing I am going to be taking from the middle school is the importance of getting involved. I think that most of my classmates would agree that being part of a sports team, volunteering for community service, or doing other extracurricular activities were the key to meeting people and making friends.
Listen closely, grade 7s. Grade 8 is not any scarier. You do not get hours and hours of homework as some may have led you to believe. Instead, grade 8 is filled with new opportunities and chances to, like math and science challenges. Both are great chances to practice abstract ideas in both of these subjects. Plus, it really does impress your teachers. In grade 8, you also have the opportunity to go to Model UN. Model UN is a fantastic experience. Although at the beginning it does seem incredibly daunting, it is a blast. Not only do you get to feel the rush of making a speech, you also get to feel hatred towards the person who went after you and tore your speech to shreds.
Our grade 8 year was full of sports. Some people played on almost all of the sports teams, whereas others focused on just one. But through sports, we found a common passion, and of course, we loved to win. Many of us volunteered, got involved in service days, acted as student ambassadors and web leaders, and took part in We Day. Speaking of connecting, we just returned from grade 8 out trips. The trips start small in grade 6 and involve, in kind of like we did, into some pretty amazing things. This year, we had the chance to go to places as far as Penticton and as close as Shawnigan Lake to participate in some pretty extraordinary activities.
For anyone who has been in Mr. Pollock's class at least once, you would have heard this about 20 million times. But here I am telling you this once more. We are all the same but different. In grade 7, I felt as though I understood it, but this year it is completely clear. We all wear the same uniform, we go to the same school, and of course, we are all human, or at least I hope so. We are all the same on so many levels, but we each have individuality, and our school celebrates this. As we move through high school, we have to face new challenges and tasks, provincials, applications, entrance exams, and it is our personal differences that will give us an advantage or something to differentiate us from everyone else. Currently, it seems unmanageable. We will complete it and look back at it as a quick blip of time, full of good memories, great friends, amazing teachers there to back us, just like middle school.
So here we are, smarter and more confident at the end of our grade 8 year. Today we are graduating as a group, all together, but we know that things are going to change. Not only are we leaving the middle school and some amazing teachers behind, but some of our closest friends as well. Some have different paths for their high school journey, and some are returning to faraway homes, although they will always be welcome to their home here at SMUS. Today, we are moving on, not as individuals, but as a family. Goodbye, SMUS Middle School. We will miss you.
We will always remember middle school, where we were part of a unique family. Thank you.
Sorry, just a moment. I just have to take a moment and just recognize the incredible poise and the wonderful job that our grade 6, our grade 7, and our grade 8 student representatives did. Wasn't that amazing? Well done. So before we have our year in review, there's one other piece that we traditionally take care of with our grade 8s at this time of the program. And for this, I'm going to ask for Mr. David Angus, the chair of the board, if he could come and help us make some special presentations. Mr. Angus? So many students at our school have very good years. They take advantage of multiple opportunities to contribute to the life of the school and the community, and they gain the respect of their teachers and peers through their actions on a regular basis. Indeed, as I told students at our final assembly yesterday, it's a privilege to be a part of this community, and from September to June, we see huge personal growth in so many students. In addition, for some students who demonstrate that little bit more in the area of contributions, attitude, accomplishments, and positive impact, this results in them being publicly recognized in a few areas at the end of the year. At yesterday's final assembly, we acknowledged some students in grades 6 and 7 who had exceptional years and who have earned recognition on their record of achievement in the areas of leadership, citizenship, and all-around achievement and contribution. And so tonight, in those three areas, we acknowledge some students in grade 8 in their final year at middle school. Their year hasn't been perfect, but they have earned this recognition over the duration of the school year. So I'm going to call them up in groups, and we have a presentation to make to them, and I'm just going to ask them to stay on the stage until we have finished with all of the presentations. So first up is the Grade 8 Leadership Award, and for that, the students who are being recognized tonight are Ethan Koh and Dalal Tubishat. Secondly, our grade 8 students who are earning the Citizenship Award, Mark Philea Motet, Haley Kirk, and Tucker Forbes. Now, sometimes students are recognized in more than one area, and this next group are receiving both citizenship and leadership recognition. Macy Waymar, Olivia Meadows, Noah El Hafi, Sage Griffith, and Sarah Perlmuter. Now, the next group is pretty rare, quite difficult to achieve. These are the all-round recipients, all-round contribution and achievements, and all facets of life here at the school. Sarah Sui, Taylor Noel, Ephraim Sue, and Lindsay Hanna. And even rarer, this does not happen every year. A student who earns both all-round and citizenship, and this year it does occur. All-round and citizenship award recipient, Matthew Hagel. Thank you, Grade 8 Special Award winners. Thank you, Mr. Angus. And now we're going to get our year in review video ready, and we rehearsed this early on today with the Grade 8s, and I'm sure it's going to go seamlessly. Grade 8s, you know what to do. You want to go down this road?
This feeling of the story. Same part over and over and over. And just do what you can with being inventive, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3,
champions. 2 for 2. Oh, no. Oh, that was close.
There it is, right there. Boom. I'm not sure why it's down, but okay. There's nothing of mine here. This one.
Stairs, fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. The stars we call home, everyone here with a pumpkin song. In this town, don't be loving now, everybody's waiting on the next surprise.
So what does it do?
Yeah, no, I know. It's a good shot, though. Yeah.
And here we are at Tulista Park, and we'll be heading out in a little while. Over there.
Be rough
much, everybody. And off they go. There he is.
No, I haven't seen him.
We're going to take pictures. It's okay. Over here.
What a fabulous video. Thank you, Mr. Floyd, ably assisted by Madame Pike. Boy, all those things in 1 year, and a lot more that didn't make it to the final video. So now, grade 8s, this is the time you've been waiting for. You get to leave the stage. So before our final couple of items, grade 8s now, you know where you're going, over here or over there. Thank you. This will just take a minute while we get the students that are going to be playing the school song and the recessional in place with their instruments. So while that is going on, just a couple of acknowledgements and reminders. So students, please remember to pick up your instruments on your way out. We certainly don't want to have to take care of them over the summer, so please make sure you take them home and don't leave them in the gym. Following the school song and the recessional, there are going to be some refreshments served in the gym foyer. So please, parents and staff, stay behind for a little bit, get a chance to just chat, say goodbye, and enjoy some refreshments in the foyer. There are a lot of people responsible for helping to make this evening such a success that it is, notwithstanding that it's Friday the 13th. Huge thank you to Miss Patty Davis, our receptionist and assistant in the office, who has helped out so much behind the scenes. And thank you also to the following people: to Mrs. Haydock for all her help, to Mr. Floyd as well, our music teachers, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Farish, Mr. Frater, and Mrs. Fisher for all of their work, both here tonight and behind the scenes. Mr. Williams and Ms. Van Alstein, who have helped us out a lot with the rehearsal today and with all of the things that are going on here tonight. Ms. Wilkins, our art teacher, who every year manages to coax out of students some amazing pieces that all come together in a beautiful saying that you may have seen as you entered the gymnasium. We now have 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 of those on display in the middle school, and they're just fabulous. So thank you to Ms. Wilkins, and also for all of the art that was set up both in the gym and also in the foyer. The students who spoke, who played, who sang, and also our technical staff that are here tonight to help us make sure that you can hear me, and also, more importantly, hear the students. The school song in a moment. That was pretty good. Please rise. And stay.
The intro?
After.
1.